There you go. There it is. It's beautiful design, isn't it? I love how boxy it is. No, seriously. I try to avoid plain boxes when I build my buildings, as you know. But for this one, it's a utilitarian building. You know, its job is to burn stuff for me. Sorry, just adjusting my mic slightly. So yeah, this seems about right. Now, these are indicator lights. These will indicate when the train track things are running backwards and forwards, and that light there indicates whether or not I've got auto emptying turned on. So when I pull that switch, stuff ends up in there. At the moment, I'm collecting the levels because I need the levels. Oh, 19. Oh, will I hit 20? Yep, there I go. The nice little wind chime. So yeah, I've got this is stuff I want to process. That's where the fuel goes. I've got myself a little crafting table. You know, and I can flick that down and that will auto-empty them. All works well. Got myself a little door here for access. It's a little tight in here, but I put some ladders and stuff, and there's roof access if need be. So this is working well. I can come along. I've been doing some mining because I have run into one problem with my future plans. And that is I have no iron. Well, obviously I've got some iron. I've got a stack right there. But I think I've only got like another stack back here. One thing I noticed is that the map doesn't auto-update if you're not holding it. Because I think that thing should be there. So let's... There it goes. So that's filling that in now. No, it's not filling it in red. I thought it would match the colour of the block a bit, but oh well. There we go. Update my map. So we were checking on the amount of iron I had, or should I say how little iron I have. Okay, I've got a stack and a bit, which is reasonable. Now, one of the things that's slowing me down for the gaining of fresh iron is that my tools keep wearing out, keep breaking on me. My really brilliant tool has gone. I couldn't repair it. It just, no matter what I did, it wouldn't even let me rename it. So those of you who are suggesting that if I rename it, it will make repairing it cheaper, wouldn't let me rename it. So I've just been working with an unbreaking pick, which is a bit slow. It's called the Lucky Pick because I was hoping to combine it with something with fortune. Do I have a pick with fortune on? Yes. So do I have an anvil? I think I've got one over here. Incidentally, this door doesn't work anymore. During the snapshots in that, they've been changing how redstone works enough that this doesn't quite work, and the sunken stairs to my farming area doesn't quite work. I'm waiting for actual 1.5 to come out before I go in and try and work out what's wrong with it. Okay, here's an anvil. So unbreaking silk touch, too expensive. Try that the other way around. Too expensive. See, it's not letting me do stuff. It could be because I've been repairing these a number of times, so the price is just going up and up and up. Unbreaking silk touch. Okay, let's put away those two. And as it comes to enchantments, all I've got is a power 4, because again, I'm not... The other problem I'm running into, which is one of the reasons why tools are becoming an issue, is that I'm not getting the levels. You know, and the reason I'm not getting the levels is because of this. Yeah, I did love this design, but it has a few problems. And yes, I know I should have probably listened to you guys who said I should have built it way out in the middle of nowhere rather than up here. But, you know, I quite liked this, you know? I like the idea of coming up here, of it sort of being towering over everyone else, and so on. And can anyone else explain to me why Endermen now sound like an aeroplane landing? I remember I was watching, I don't know whose videos it was, and I kept hearing that noise. And for weeks I thought he just lived under the flight path of an airport. And it wasn't until I started hearing it in other people's videos, and then in my own, that I realised that that's the new sound for Enderman. It's a very strange choice. Anyway, it doesn't really spawn fast enough. I mean, as you can see, I can keep at this. Now, one of the problems is that I can't make it any taller. If we get up there... So what is that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 layers. And I can't go any higher because I'm right up against the world height here. So, I've got some choices. I could expand this sideways and get more of it, but then of course you end up with loads of Endermen scattered. And one of the advantages of having them sort of in this narrow little thing like that is that just 1 or 2 splash damage potions could probably take out the entire bunch. So if you don't want to be standing there punching them. Also, there's probably cheaper ways to make this stuff now. It's like this is using lots of pressure plates and lots of redstone torches. If I can get somewhere where I can see the... I don't think I can see the back of it, but if you remember, this pressure plates turns that torch off, which turns the torch there on, which then gets those things going. Now you can use tripwires, and you don't really need sticky pistons. Okay, the difference between a sticky piston and a normal piston isn't much. I've got slime coming out my ears. But enough about my personal health problems. So yeah, I'm trying to decide. Do I just expand this so I keep myself up at the top of this tower, and expand out sideways and sort of have a second row next to this one, maybe with a slightly different design. So I expand this platform here to be bigger, or do I go off into the big black? You know, do I go down all the way to the absolute bottom of the world, go out 200 blocks, and then that means I've got about, you know, that way I can build a column like that that's like 200 tall, and it could be really super efficient. I can't really decide which is best. I mean, I'll probably leave this one here anyway. You know, I mean, it works. There's no point dismantling it. Although it would be easier to just move these bookcases and this anvil and... well, this anvil broke. And this stuff somewhere else, rather than having to build it all again. It does just seem such a shame, because this thing is just so beautiful. The whole tower thing. Oops. Ah. So tell me what you think. What you think would be the best design solution for that. Right, so what else do we want to look at for the moment? The lack of iron is very hampering. Most of the plans I wanted to do needed the iron, and I don't really have the patience to go strip mining without high-speed tools. I could talk about some of my other plans. Forgotten how fences work. So, as you know, down here I've built this room which I want to be my new storage room. Plenty of room for chests all over the place. And I'm going to have like an automatic sorting system up above that will filter stuff down into here. Now, I thought it would be good is if this thing connected up underground to some of my other buildings. So, if my direction sense is right, this way somewhere, I should be able to get it to connect up to the spider spawner and the enchanting room. And this way could maybe connect up to the farm and the nether castle, etc, etc. Now this has a few advantages. One is that as I dig this stuff out, I might get myself some iron. Well, that's actually the main advantage. But also, I just like the idea that if I'm in one of my other buildings, I can just head down some stairs, and I've got like an underground network. So I've got sort of stuff happening on the surface and underground. I might want to come up with a slightly more interesting decor. I mean, the ground's all well and good. You know, that checkerboard pattern's quite nice. I quite like this, although I might replace that end stone with quartz. But these plain stone walls and plain stone ceiling probably be a little bit boring if there's like a whole tunnel network down here which we're travelling around. So if you've got any design suggestions, again, I would love your feedback. These clocks still don't work. There won't be a fully updated version of Misa's texture pack until the next version, until 1.5 comes out. And I don't blame her. I mean, there's been some major changes to the texture packs, and who knows, there might be some more changes coming. Yes, stop meowing all the time. Once I've got some spare iron, I want to set my spawner up there. It's been a long time since we've been up there, so I'm just going to pop up there. Because, you know, maybe some of you guys haven't seen it, you know, if you're relatively new to my channel. That there is the cloud spawner. It doesn't spawn clouds, it spawns mobs. So, just checking for iron. I've been sort of going through all my chests everywhere just looking for iron. It is a nice view from up here once it loads. So, I was having real trouble with this. And the problem is that with any form of water down there, the mobs were surviving the drop. You know, even when I tried putting the water source blocks underneath there, so they weren't actually dropping into a water source block, I even tried having the water source blocks further out. You know, it just wouldn't work, you know. So, luckily now we have a solution. All I need to do is replace the floor with hoppers. And then the drops from that can automatically come down and be collected in chests around here. I may even put a simple sourcing system on this. It would be a good way to learn how sorting systems work. So before I try and make a sorting system, you know, which will be able to handle, you know, the entire contents of my storage room, here it's a limited number of drops. I mean, what have you got? You've got bones, gunpowder, arrows, and zombie flesh. So that's only 4 items. So a 4-item sorting system would be nice and simple to do. And I could maybe end up with... Well, they wouldn't be able to be right up here, because this is my going up and down pillar. They could sort of transport out a bit, and we could end up with, like... There could be a stack of double chests here for bones, one there for arrows, one there for gunpowder, etc. You get the idea. Now, how many am I going to need? I'm probably going to want to be able to cover this entire floor. Even though they only drop in this plus pattern, items can bounce to the sides. So I would want 9 hoppers here. They would probably want to feed down into... feed into a single hopper? I'm trying to think how to do this. What they could do is they could feed down... The one in the centre could feed to the side. And then we could have a circle of hoppers that actually go round in a circle. So they all connect to each other like that. But no, that isn't going to work. Okay, stop it. You're not going to be able to design your sorting system in your head right now on camera, so don't even try. I've seen some of the designs, and my main choices are between using a water stream that's running over the top or just having a solid hopper system. Now, the water stream system is probably what I'm going to use for that one, simply because there's going to be so many different chests and items to sort into that if I tried just having a solid chain of hoppers, it would be so much iron, it would be ridiculous. Wow. Oh, look at those clouds just sort of in front of the sun. That's nice. Yeah, but this one's going to be smaller, so I think I will. I don't think I'll mess with water here. So, what else am I thinking I need to do? I am trying to collect wither skulls. If I show you, well, I'll show you that. So just got to take a quick train ride. Ooh, and here you go. You can see we've got some of them waiting for us. And also a blaze. I'm not sure. They are just sort of randomly spawning. He didn't escape from the spawner, because I don't think he did. It's simply because I've opened the areas up a bit. So, what I've been doing is I've been digging out a large space here. Basically just so there's room for those guys to spawn. I don't think that leads anywhere interesting. No, it's just a second level to the thing. I wanted to allow a way up and down. So this is something else which of course was wearing out my tools, although I was using stone tools after a while. I could expand this even bigger, although this is pretty big. I mean, I can get beyond 24 blocks and then stuff does spawn. I don't think I've got many skulls, unfortunately. Don't see any at the moment. There's usually a few more about. I think I've got 2 skulls. Or is it only 1? Where am I keeping them? Probably back at my base. Oh, okay. There we go. I've got 1 wither skull. That's if I can get 3 of them, then I can summon the wither, get myself a nether star, and make myself a nice beacon, which itself will use a lot of iron. Well, okay, I could make it out of gold or diamonds, but ooh, is that a zombie pigman or a wither skeleton? It's a zombie pigman. Oh well. I think I might get myself some. How are we doing for splash potions of harming? Let's get ourselves some experience points while we're here. I'll just wait for some of these to spawn in. May as well get ourselves to level 30. Maybe we could enchant a book or something. So what I like to do is I'm relatively safe up here because nothing can spawn right here because it's too close to me. I can point myself downwards and I've got a good estimate on the number of enemies that are down there. So once that gets to a reasonable level, like say 300, then we'll go back and we can kill them. I've got just over 100. That might be enough. I only need 8 levels in order to reach 30. So, ooh, I went the wrong way. Excuse me a second. Sorry about that. Still a bit. My throat's still a bit bleh from the cold. Okay, so now I've got about 100 or so down there. They're glitching out. Whack them with a poison. Grab ourselves a splash potion. Just wait for that poison to run its course. Don't be near here, dude. I don't want you to think I'm attacking you. Back off. No, no. I want you to go away. There we go. And it gets me loads of blaze rods for my thingamy farm. Did I misjudge this? Okay. See, if you end a pearl away, you leave the experience behind, so you don't waste it so much. Okay, I think I've got a pile of books here. For now, I'm just going to enchant books. I need to be a little more... Sharpness 3. Ah. I want stuff to make picks awesome. Okay, so this was 100 blazes. So this is actually a reason, you know, this is actually pretty good for experience. I mean, I'm back to 24 again already. I mean, I sat waiting for maybe 10 minutes for those 100 to build up. So I still think improving the Ender render is worth it, because Endermen are the highest XP in the game. At least I think they are. That's another 56 blaze rod. Okay, is there anything else? I'm not sure. So I can just top this up with the blaze rods. I think blaze rods is the way to fuel this. I mean, these things are doing pretty well. Some of them have got a full stack. But that's okay, because essentially if that's full, then the fuel hopper, if I can, the fuel hoppers will fill up, and then just that one doesn't accept any more fuel for a bit. So some people were saying that the ticking noise is annoying. And it is slightly, but if I show you that I just step to here, and it's gone. Okay, it may have gone because it ran out, but it does disappear when I get to here. Okay, so the only other thing really to talk about is the lighthouse isn't working, or at least the setup with the light sensor that I did isn't working. I think it's because they're still fiddling with how comparators work. Essentially, that should be sending a signal through the comparator, and then the loop around there is meant to turn that off. I think possibly I might have to move this so it's one away from here, so the signal coming from that torch is weaker than the one coming from that repeater. Because at the moment it's just sending out a continuous powered pulse and the whole thing is lighting up. So I think that is it for this episode. This was just a quick sort of update, just to sort of show you the finished building there, to talk about some of my future plans, get some feedback from you guys. Now, one of the things I've been thinking about, and I'm curious what you guys think, is, would you be interested in a vlog at all? Me just talking about stuff, be it Minecraft, films, whatever you want. If you are interested, tell me, and also sort of ask questions, you know, not the sort of simple questions that I can just answer in the comments, but more complex stuff, anything you've ever wanted to know about me, or my likes or dislikes, whatever. I just thought, you know, it might be good to... a good area of videoing to explore. You know that you guys might be interested. I've not done. I think I did one piece to camera. Well, not counting my Christmas thank you thing. And I felt very strange and self-conscious. And I'll admit that watching it, I was not talking in any way naturally. But you know, that's because I'd never done it before. And I'm sure if I start a vlog, equally, it'll be very awkward in the beginning. Just notice there's 2 holes there that look like eyes looking at me. But, you know, if we can find interesting things to talk about, interesting discussions, then then I'm sure I'll get better, more relaxed, and it will be quite interesting. Just sort of looking at the surrounding area, thinking about what else I can do. I do have carrots now, so I've started breeding the pigs a bit. I finally got a carrot from my zombie spawner. Not sure if I've told you guys that yet or not. Plenty of cows, plenty of eggs. Now we have hoppers. I probably will just set it up so there's a couple of hoppers here, because there's always a continuous stream of eggs which just happen to randomly fall down, even when I don't flush the system. Of course, you flush the system, you get a lot more eggs. So I've got, more eggs than I know what to do with, seeing as, what do you use eggs for in this game? You use them for cake. And that's it, isn't it? I can't think of any other recipes which use eggs. So, as you can imagine, I'm not short of an egg or 2. What I'll probably do is use the eggs I've got in order to start myself up some form of automatic food system. Something which will breed chickens and cook them when they're fully grown. Excuse me. Yeah, so my flat has just filled up with people who've just come back from seeing the Les Miserables film. So I'm going to have to say goodbye now. Give me your feedback. Tell me what you think about my thoughts and plans and stuff, and whether or not you'd be interested in the vlog or not. And we'll say goodbye to the ginger cat. Bye-bye, ginger cat.